CLEP Introduction to Educational Psychology Motivation. Question 1. Suppose Kai observes that learners start feeling nervous after a certain chime is repeatedly paired with a pop quiz. Which concept is shown? Option A, constructivism. Option B, operant conditioning. Option C, metacognition. Option D, classical conditioning. The correct answer is option D. Classical conditioning. This describes classical conditioning because a neutral stimulus becomes linked with an emotional response after repeated pairings. Constructivism is not the best choice because it explains active meaning making, not a reflexive conditioned response. Operant conditioning is different because it focuses on consequences after behavior rather than associations before a response. Metacognition does not fit because it concerns thinking about one's own thinking, not learned emotional associations. Question 2. While reviewing, Kai sees a teacher adds praise after a learner participates and participation increases. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, extinction. Option B, negative reinforcement. Option C, positive reinforcement. Option D, punishment. The correct answer is option C. Positive reinforcement. This describes positive reinforcement because a desirable consequence is added after a behavior, making that behavior more likely. Extinction is not the best choice because it weakens behavior by withholding reinforcement. Negative reinforcement is different because it removes an unpleasant condition rather than adding a reward. Punishment does not fit because it aims to reduce behavior rather than increase it. Question 3. One interesting clue says learners complete homework early to avoid a weekly reminder call home. Which educational psychology term fits for Kai? Option A, classical conditioning. Option B, positive reinforcement. Option C, response cost. Option D, negative reinforcement. The correct answer is option D. Negative reinforcement. This describes negative reinforcement because a behavior increases because it helps the learner avoid or remove something unpleasant. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it involves stimulus association rather than consequences shaping behavior. Positive reinforcement is different because it adds a pleasant consequence rather than removing an unpleasant one. Response cost does not fit because it removes a privilege after misbehavior. Question 4. From this example, where a learner receives an extra cleanup task after throwing paper and the behavior decreases, which answer should Kai select? Option A, positive reinforcement. Option B, shaping. Option C, positive punishment. Option D, negative reinforcement. The correct answer is option C. Positive punishment. This describes positive punishment because an unpleasant consequence is added to reduce an unwanted behavior. Positive reinforcement is not the best choice because it adds something desirable to increase behavior. Shaping is different because it builds behavior through small reinforced steps. Negative reinforcement does not fit because it increases behavior by removing something unpleasant. Question 5. Students in a tutoring table discuss why a teacher rewards each closer attempt as a shy learner gradually speaks louder in class. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, reciprocal teaching. Option B, shaping. Option C, fixed ratio schedule. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option B. Shaping. This describes shaping because successive approximations are reinforced until the desired behavior develops. Reciprocal teaching is not the best choice because it uses student-led reading strategies rather than behavior building. Fixed ratio schedule is different because it reinforces after a set number of responses, not gradual progress. Extinction does not fit because it reduces behavior by removing reinforcement. Question 6. Teachers in a classroom discussion wonder why a teacher stops laughing at off-task jokes and the jokes slowly fade away. Which principle applies? Option A, spaced practice. Option B, punishment. Option C, extinction. Option D, modeling. The correct answer is option C. Extinction. This describes extinction because a previously reinforced behavior decreases when reinforcement is no longer provided. Spaced practice is not the best choice because it improves memory through distributed study sessions. Punishment is different because it adds or removes a consequence to reduce behavior more directly. Modeling does not fit because it involves learning by watching others. Question 7. Can Kai treat a learner keeps answering review questions because bonus points appear after unpredictable numbers of correct responses as evidence of which concept? Option A, variable ratio schedule. Option B, fixed interval schedule. Option C, fixed ratio schedule. Option D, variable interval schedule. The correct answer is option A, variable ratio schedule. This describes variable ratio schedule because reinforcement occurs after an unpredictable number of responses, which often produces steady responding. Fixed interval schedule is not the best choice because it rewards the first response after a set amount of time. Fixed ratio schedule is different because it rewards after a predictable number of responses. Variable interval schedule does not fit because it rewards after changing time intervals rather than response counts. Question 8. If Kai must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when learners work hardest right before a quiz that happens every Friday? Option A, variable ratio schedule. Option B, token economy. Option C, fixed ratio schedule. Option D, fixed interval schedule. The correct answer is option D, fixed interval schedule. This describes fixed interval schedule because reinforcement is available after a predictable amount of time has passed. Variable ratio schedule is not the best choice because it depends on unpredictable response counts. Token economy is different because it uses symbolic rewards exchanged for privileges. Fixed ratio schedule does not fit because it depends on a set number of responses. Question 9. Rather than guessing, Kai should connect a child copies a classmate's polite hand raising after seeing the classmate praised with which concept? Option A, trial and error learning. Option B, observational learning. Option C, classical conditioning. Option D, insight learning. The correct answer is option B, observational learning. This describes observational learning because the learner changes behavior after watching another person and the consequences that follow. Trial and error learning is not the best choice because it depends on personal attempts and feedback rather than watching a model. Classical conditioning is different because it links stimuli rather than modeling behavior. Insight learning does not fit because it involves a sudden solution, not imitation. Question 10. Curiosity rises when Kai reads that a learner with strong belief in personal ability chooses harder practice problems. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, self-concept. Option B, intrinsic motivation. Option C, self-efficacy. Option D, external locus of control. The correct answer is option C, self-efficacy. This describes self-efficacy because the learner's belief in their capability affects effort, persistence, and challenge choice. Self-concept is not the best choice because it is a broader view of oneself, not task-specific confidence. Intrinsic motivation is different because it refers to interest or enjoyment, not belief in ability. External locus of control does not fit because it attributes outcomes to outside forces rather than personal capability. Question 11. A CLEP-style scenario says a learner's confidence, classroom behavior, and teacher response all influence one another. Which answer best captures it for Kai? Option A, classical conditioning. Option B, reciprocal determinism. Option C, norm reference testing. Option D, maturation. The correct answer is option B, reciprocal determinism. This describes reciprocal determinism because personal factors, behavior, and environment interact in a two-way pattern. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it focuses on learned stimulus associations. Norm reference testing is different because it compares scores to other test takers. Maturation does not fit because it emphasizes biological growth rather than social interaction cycles. Question 12. Inside a student coaching session, Kai studies why a teacher gives sentence starters at first and slowly removes them as learners improve. Which concept fits? Option A, extinction. Option B, standardization. Option C, summative assessment. Option D, scaffolding. The correct answer is option D. Scaffolding. This describes scaffolding because temporary support is provided and then withdrawn as learners become more independent. Extinction is not the best choice because it removes reinforcement to reduce behavior. Standardization is different because it keeps testing procedures the same for everyone. Summative assessment does not fit because it evaluates learning after instruction is complete. Question 13. Looking at the clue that a learner can solve a problem with hints but not yet alone, which idea should Kai remember? Option A, formal operational stage. Option B, mastery learning. Option C, zone of proximal development. Option D, reliability. The correct answer is option C. Zone of proximal development. This describes zone of proximal development because the task sits between independent ability and what the learner can do with support. Formal operational stage is not the best choice because it describes abstract reasoning, not support level. Mastery learning is different because it requires reaching a performance standard before moving on. Reliability does not fit because it concerns score consistency, not learning support. Question 14. Kai sees that a child calls a zebra a horse because it fits an existing animal category during a peer study circle. Which concept best explains it? Option A, encoding. Option B, accommodation. Option C, conservation. Option D, assimilation. The correct answer is option D. Assimilation. This describes assimilation because new information is interpreted using an existing mental schema. Encoding is not the best choice because it is getting information into memory. Accommodation is different because it changes the schema to fit new information. Conservation does not fit because it is understanding that quantity can stay the same despite appearance changes. Question 15. When Kai notices that a child changes the animal category after learning zebras are not horses in a bright review class, which idea is being tested? Option A, assimilation. Option B, rehearsal. Option C, class inclusion. Option D, accommodation. The correct answer is option D. Accommodation. This describes accommodation because an existing schema is revised when new information does not fit. Assimilation is not the best choice because it would force new information into an old schema. Rehearsal is different because it is repeating information to maintain it in memory. Class inclusion does not fit because it involves understanding category relationships. Question 16. During a quiet study group, Kai studies a case where a child solves conservation tasks but struggles with purely hypothetical logic. Which term fits best? Option A, sensoromotor thinking. Option B, pre-operational thinking. Option C, concrete operational thinking. Option D, formal operational thinking. The correct answer is option C. Concrete operational thinking. This describes concrete operational thinking because children can reason logically about concrete objects but not fully abstract possibilities. Sensoromotor thinking is not the best choice because it centers on infant sensory and motor exploration. Pre-operational thinking is different because it often lacks conservation and logical reversibility. Formal operational thinking does not fit because it includes abstract and hypothetical reasoning. Question 17. In an online prep session, Kai asks why a teen reasons through a hypothetical justice problem without needing physical examples. Which answer names the idea? Option A, formal operational thinking. Option B, object permanence. Option C, concrete operational thinking. Option D, pre-operational thinking. The correct answer is option A. Formal operational thinking. This describes formal operational thinking because abstract and hypothetical reasoning are key features of this stage. Object permanence is not the best choice because it is an infant understanding that objects still exist when unseen. Concrete operational thinking is different because it works best with tangible examples. Pre-operational thinking does not fit because it is marked by symbolic thought but limited logic. Question 18. After reading that an infant searches for a hidden toy instead of acting as if it disappeared, how should Kai label the concept? Option A, object permanence. Option B, centration. Option C, conservation. Option D, egocentrism. The correct answer is option A. Object permanence. This describes object permanence because the child understands that objects continue to exist even when out of sight. Centration is not the best choice because it means focusing on one feature while ignoring others. Conservation is different because it involves understanding quantity despite appearance changes. Egocentrism does not fit because it involves difficulty taking another person's viewpoint. Question 19. For a short exam review, Kai connects an elementary student gains pride from mastering reading and classroom skills with which principle? Option A, generativity versus stagnation. Option B, trust versus mistrust. Option C, industry versus inferiority. Option D, identity versus role confusion. The correct answer is option C. Industry versus inferiority. This describes industry versus inferiority because school-age children build competence through successful work and feedback. Generativity versus stagnation is not the best choice because it focuses on adult contribution to others. Trust versus mistrust is different because it centers on infant caregiver reliability. Identity versus role confusion does not fit because it is mainly an adolescent search for personal identity. Question 20. Could a case where a teenager explores values, careers, and beliefs to answer who they are be an example of which concept for Kai? Option A, identity versus role confusion. Option B, intimacy versus isolation. Option C, industry versus inferiority. Option D, autonomy versus shame. The correct answer is option A. Identity versus role confusion. This describes identity versus role confusion because adolescents work toward a stable sense of self and direction. Intimacy versus isolation is not the best choice because it usually involves young adult relationships. Industry versus inferiority is different because it focuses on school-age competence. Autonomy versus shame does not fit because it describes toddlers building independence. Question 21. Why would Kai link a learner says cheating is wrong because rules and community expectations matter to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, conventional morality. Option B, moral realism. Option C, post-conventional morality. Option D, pre-conventional morality. The correct answer is option A. Conventional morality. This describes conventional morality because moral reasoning is based on social approval, rules, and maintaining order. Moral realism is not the best choice because it treats rules as fixed and unchangeable. Post-conventional morality is different because it uses broad ethical principles beyond rules. Pre-conventional morality does not fit because it focuses on rewards and punishments. Question 22. A practice item tells Kai that a child avoids lying mainly to escape punishment or earn a reward. Which concept is most likely? Option A, pre-conventional morality. Option B, conventional morality. Option C, identity achievement. Option D, post-conventional morality. The correct answer is option A. Pre-conventional morality. This describes pre-conventional morality because moral decisions are driven by personal consequences such as punishment or reward. Conventional morality is not the best choice because it emphasizes rules and approval from society. Identity achievement is different because it describes commitment after exploration, not moral reasoning. Post-conventional morality does not fit because it reasons from abstract principles and rights. Question 23. Before answering, CLEP identifies that a learner argues that a rule should be challenged when it violates basic human rights. Which term should be chosen? Option A, learned helplessness. Option B, conventional morality. Option C, post-conventional morality. Option D, pre-conventional morality. The correct answer is option C, post-conventional morality. This describes post-conventional morality because moral reasoning is guided by universal principles rather than simple rule following. Learned helplessness is not the best choice because it concerns giving up after repeated failure. Conventional morality is different because it generally supports rules and social order. Pre-conventional morality does not fit because it focuses on personal gain or punishment. Question 24. Which choice helps CLEP explain why a teacher plans choices that include music, movement, language, and spatial design in a final review session? Option A, G factor. Option B, norm reference testing. Option C, multiple intelligences. Option D, working memory. The correct answer is option C, multiple intelligences. This describes multiple intelligences because the approach treats ability as varied across different domains of strength. G factor is not the best choice because it emphasizes a general intelligence factor. Norm reference testing is different because it compares learners to a group. Working memory does not fit because it is a limited mental workspace. Question 25. How can CLEP classify a classroom moment where an assignment asks learners to solve problems, create products, and apply ideas in daily life? Option A, criterion reference testing. Option B, multiple intelligences. Option C, fluid intelligence. Option D, triarchic intelligence. The correct answer is option D, triarchic intelligence. This describes triarchic intelligence because Sternberg's model highlights analytical, creative, and practical intelligence. Criterion reference testing is not the best choice because it measures performance against standards. Multiple intelligences is different because it lists broader domains such as musical or bodily kinesthetic abilities. Fluid intelligence does not fit because it refers to novel problem-solving ability. Question 26. Suppose CLEP observes that a learner studies child development because the topic feels genuinely fascinating. Which concept is shown? Option A, performance goal. Option B, negative reinforcement. Option C, extrinsic motivation. Option D, intrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option D, intrinsic motivation. This describes intrinsic motivation because the behavior is driven by interest, curiosity, or enjoyment of the activity itself. Performance goal is not the best choice because it focuses on looking competent compared with others. Negative reinforcement is different because it increases behavior by removing something unpleasant. Extrinsic motivation does not fit because it depends on outside rewards or pressures. Question 27. While reviewing, CLEP sees a learner completes extra practice mainly to earn a gift card. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, self-regulation. Option B, mastery goal. Option C, extrinsic motivation. Option D, intrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option C, extrinsic motivation. This describes extrinsic motivation because the behavior is driven by an outside reward rather than the activity itself. Self-regulation is not the best choice because it involves planning and monitoring one's learning. Mastery goal is different because it emphasizes learning and improvement. Intrinsic motivation does not fit because it comes from interest or enjoyment. Question 28. One interesting clue says a learner chooses difficult questions to improve understanding even if mistakes happen. Which educational psychology term fits for CLEP? Option A, performance goal. Option B, mastery goal. Option C, avoidance goal. Option D, fixed mindset. The correct answer is option B, mastery goal. This describes mastery goal because the focus is on growth, learning, and skill development. Performance goal is not the best choice because it focuses on proving ability or outperforming others. Avoidance goal is different because it focuses on avoiding failure or embarrassment. Fixed mindset does not fit because it treats ability as unchangeable. Question 29. From this example, where a learner studies mainly to score higher than classmates and appear smart, which answer should Kai select? Option A, mastery goal. Option B, metacognition. Option C, performance goal. Option D, intrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option C. Performance goal. This describes performance goal because the learner is focused on demonstrating ability relative to others. Mastery goal is not the best choice because it centers on improvement and understanding. Metacognition is different because it involves awareness and control of thinking. Intrinsic motivation does not fit because it centers on enjoyment or curiosity. Question 30. Students in a Bright Review class discuss why a learner explains a failed test by blaming effort, task difficulty, luck, or ability. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, attribution theory. Option B, constructivism. Option C, classroom ecology. Option D, information processing theory. The correct answer is option A. Attribution theory. This describes attribution theory because it examines how people explain causes of success and failure. Constructivism is not the best choice because it emphasizes building meaning from experience. Classroom ecology is different because it focuses on classroom environment patterns. Information processing theory does not fit because it explains how information moves through memory systems. Question 31. Teachers in a quiet study group wonder why a learner stops trying because repeated failures made success feel impossible. Which principle applies? Option A, positive transfer. Option B, learned helplessness. Option C, growth mindset. Option D, self-efficacy. The correct answer is option B. Learned helplessness. This describes learned helplessness because repeated uncontrollable failure can reduce motivation and effort. Positive transfer is not the best choice because it happens when prior learning helps new learning. Growth mindset is different because it supports belief that ability can improve. Self-efficacy does not fit because it refers to belief in capability, not resignation. Question 32. Can Kai treat a learner treats mistakes as evidence that a skill can improve with strategy and effort as evidence of which concept? Option A, external attribution. Option B, growth mindset. Option C, entity theory. Option D, fixed mindset. The correct answer is option B. Growth mindset. This describes growth mindset because ability is viewed as developable through effort, feedback, and better strategies. External attribution is not the best choice because it places causes outside the learner. Entity theory is different because it is another way to describe fixed views of ability. Fixed mindset does not fit because it treats ability as stable and hard to change. Question 33. If Kai must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a hungry, unsafe student struggles to focus on a challenging lesson? Option A, Maslow hierarchy of needs. Option B, Bloom taxonomy. Option C, classical conditioning. Option D, Kohlberg theory. The correct answer is option A. Maslow hierarchy of needs. This describes Maslow hierarchy of needs because basic physiological and safety needs can affect readiness for higher level learning. Bloom taxonomy is not the best choice because it classifies cognitive learning objectives. Classical conditioning is different because it explains learned stimulus response associations. Kohlberg theory does not fit because it describes moral reasoning development. Question 34. Rather than guessing, Kai should connect a learner loses track while solving a long mental math problem with many steps with which concept? Option A, long-term memory. Option B, sensory memory. Option C, working memory. Option D, procedural memory. The correct answer is option C. Working memory. This describes working memory because working memory is the limited mental space used to hold and process information temporarily. Long-term memory is not the best choice because it stores information over extended periods. Sensory memory is different because it briefly holds raw sensory input. Procedural memory does not fit because it stores skills and habits. Question 35. Curiosity rises when Kai reads that a learner recalls a teaching theory studied weeks earlier. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, long-term memory. Option B, sensory memory. Option C, selective attention. Option D, working memory. The correct answer is option A, long-term memory. This describes long-term memory because information retained over time is stored in long-term memory. Sensory memory is not the best choice because it lasts only briefly after stimulation. Selective attention is different because it filters what receives mental focus. Working memory does not fit because it is temporary and limited during active thinking. Question 36. A CLEP-style scenario says a learner turns a new vocabulary term into a meaningful example to remember it. Which answer best captures it for Kai? Option A, extinction. Option B, validity. Option C, retrieval. Option D, encoding. The correct answer is option D, encoding. This describes encoding because encoding is the process of getting information into memory in a usable form. Extinction is not the best choice because it weakens a learned behavior. Validity is different because it concerns whether a test measures what it should. Retrieval does not fit because it involves pulling stored information back out. Question 37. Inside a quick quiz review, Kai studies why a learner closes the book and answers questions from memory to strengthen recall. Which concept fits? Option A, retrieval practice. Option B, summative assessment. Option C, massed practice. Option D, centration. The correct answer is option A, retrieval practice. This describes retrieval practice because actively recalling information improves later memory more than simply rereading. Summative assessment is not the best choice because it evaluates learning at the end of instruction. Massed practice is different because it compresses study into one long session. Centration does not fit because it means focusing on one feature of a situation. Question 38. Looking at the clue that a learner studies the same concepts in short sessions across several days, which idea should Kai remember? Option A, massed practice. Option B, shaping. Option C, norming. Option D, spaced practice. The correct answer is option D, spaced practice. This describes spaced practice because learning is distributed over time, which usually supports stronger retention. Massed practice is not the best choice because it packs study into one concentrated period. Shaping is different because it reinforces gradual behavior changes. Norming does not fit because it creates comparison data for a test. Question 39. Kai sees that a learner links a new theory to personal classroom experiences during a final review session. Which concept best explains it? Option A, elaboration. Option B, reliability. Option C, rote rehearsal. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option A, elaboration. This describes elaboration because new information is made more meaningful by connecting it to existing knowledge. Reliability is not the best choice because it refers to consistency of measurement. Rote rehearsal is different because it repeats information without adding meaning. Extinction does not fit because it removes reinforcement to reduce behavior. Question 40. When Kai notices that a learner groups a long list of theorists into behaviorist, cognitive, and social categories in a learning lab, which idea is being tested? Option A, overlearning. Option B, response cost. Option C, chunking. Option D, accommodation. The correct answer is option C, chunking. This describes chunking because information is organized into meaningful units to reduce memory load. Overlearning is not the best choice because it continues practice after initial mastery. Response cost is different because it removes a privilege to reduce behavior. Accommodation does not fit because it changes a schema to fit new information. Question 41. During an after-school class, Kai studies a case where a learner checks which topics are weak and adjusts the study plan. Which term fits best? Option A, metacognition. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, automaticity. Option D, extrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option A. Metacognition. This describes metacognition because the learner monitors and controls their own thinking and learning strategies. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it involves learned associations. Automaticity is different because it means a skill requires little conscious effort. Extrinsic motivation does not fit because it depends on external rewards. Question 42. In a student coaching session, Kai asks why knowledge from a statistics lesson helps a learner understand test reliability. Which answer names the idea? Option A, negative punishment. Option B, extinction. Option C, cognitive dissonance. Option D, transfer of learning. The correct answer is option D. Transfer of learning. This describes transfer of learning because previous learning influences performance in a new but related situation. Negative punishment is not the best choice because it removes something desirable to reduce behavior. Extinction is different because it reduces behavior when reinforcement stops. Cognitive dissonance does not fit because it involves discomfort from conflicting beliefs. Question 43. After reading that a teacher gives a big picture concept map before a complex lesson begins, how should Kai label the concept? Option A, exit ticket. Option B, token economy. Option C, advance organizer. Option D, random assignment. The correct answer is option C. Advance organizer. This describes advance organizer because a preview structure helps learners connect new information to prior knowledge. Exit ticket is not the best choice because it checks understanding at the end of a lesson. Token economy is different because it uses symbolic rewards. Random assignment does not fit because it places participants into groups by chance. Question 44. For a short exam review, Kai connects a learner uses an existing mental framework about classrooms to understand a new teaching method with which principle? Option A, reinforcer. Option B, rubric. Option C, schema. Option D, percentile rank. The correct answer is option C. Schema. This describes schema because a schema is an organized knowledge structure used to interpret information. Reinforcer is not the best choice because it is a consequence that increases behavior. Rubric is different because it is a scoring guide. Percentile rank does not fit because it shows relative standing in a group. Question 45. Could a case where too many visuals, terms, and steps overwhelm a learner during a first lesson be an example of which concept for Kai? Option A, intrinsic motivation. Option B, reliability. Option C, cognitive load. Option D, egocentrism. The correct answer is option C. Cognitive load. This describes cognitive load because working memory can become overloaded when too much information must be processed at once. Intrinsic motivation is not the best choice because it concerns interest and enjoyment. Reliability is different because it concerns consistency of scores. Egocentrism does not fit because it means difficulty taking another viewpoint. Question 46. Why would Kai link learners build their own understanding through discussion, examples, and problem solving to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, behaviorism. Option B, standardization. Option C, constructivism. Option D, maturation. The correct answer is option C. Constructivism. This describes constructivism because learners actively construct meaning rather than simply receive information. Behaviorism is not the best choice because it emphasizes observable behavior and consequences. Standardization is different because it keeps procedures uniform. Maturation does not fit because it emphasizes biological growth. Question 47. A practice item tells Kai that learners investigate a question, gather evidence, and develop an explanation. Which concept is most likely? Option A, inquiry-based learning. Option B, direct instruction. Option C, fixed ratio reinforcement. Option D, norm-referenced assessment. The correct answer is option A. Inquiry-based learning. This describes inquiry-based learning because learning begins with questions and exploration rather than only direct telling. Direct instruction is not the best choice because it uses clear teacher-led explanation and guided practice. Fixed ratio reinforcement is different because it rewards after a set number of responses. Norm-referenced assessment does not fit because it compares students to one another. Question 48. Before answering, Kai identifies that a teacher models a skill, guides practice, checks understanding, and gives feedback. Which term should be chosen? Option A, portfolio assessment. Option B, discovery learning. Option C, peer tutoring. Option D, direct instruction. The correct answer is option D. Direct instruction. This describes direct instruction because the method uses explicit teaching steps and structured practice. Portfolio assessment is not the best choice because it collects work over time. Discovery learning is different because it expects students to uncover ideas with less direct guidance. Peer tutoring does not fit because it uses students helping students. Question 49. Which choice helps Kai explain why learners work in small groups with shared goals and individual accountability in a practice test workshop? Option A, competitive learning. Option B, independent study. Option C, lecture method. Option D, cooperative learning. The correct answer is option D. Cooperative learning. This describes cooperative learning because learners collaborate while each member remains responsible for contributing. Competitive learning is not the best choice because it ranks students against one another. Independent study is different because it relies on solo learning. Lecture method does not fit because it centers on teacher presentation. Question 50. How can Kai classify a classroom moment where a teacher adjusts tasks, materials, and support based on learner readiness? Option A, standardized instruction. Option B, summative assessment. Option C, differentiated instruction. Option D, random sampling. The correct answer is option C. Differentiated instruction. This describes differentiated instruction because instruction is adapted to different needs while keeping meaningful learning goals. Standardized instruction is not the best choice because it delivers the same approach to all students. Summative assessment is different because it evaluates after instruction. Random sampling does not fit because it selects participants for research. Question 51. Suppose Kai observes that a lesson offers text, audio, visuals, and different ways to show understanding from the start. Which concept is shown? Option A, mastery grading. Option B, accommodation only. Option C, universal design for learning. Option D, tracking. The correct answer is option C. Universal design for learning. This describes universal design for learning because UDL plans flexible access and expression options before barriers appear. Mastery grading is not the best choice because it focuses on reaching standards before moving ahead. Accommodation only is different because it changes access for an individual after a need is identified. Tracking does not fit because it separates students into groups by perceived ability. Question 52. While reviewing, Kai sees a teacher uses a quick exit question to adjust tomorrow's lesson. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, placement test. Option B, formative assessment. Option C, norm-referenced assessment. Option D, summative assessment. The correct answer is option B. Formative assessment. This describes formative assessment because the assessment is used during learning to guide instruction and feedback. Placement test is not the best choice because it sorts students before instruction begins. Norm-referenced assessment is different because it compares performance to other learners. Summative assessment does not fit because it judges learning after instruction is complete. Question 53. One interesting clue says a final exam measures what learners learned after the unit ends. Which educational psychology term fits for CLEP? Option A, anecdotal record. Option B, summative assessment. Option C, diagnostic assessment. Option D, formative assessment. The correct answer is option B, summative assessment. This describes summative assessment because the assessment evaluates achievement at the end of a learning period. Anecdotal record is not the best choice because it is a brief observational note. Diagnostic assessment is different because it identifies starting strengths and needs. Formative assessment does not fit because it guides instruction during learning. Question 54. From this example, where a learner's score is judged against a fixed standard of mastery, which answer should CLEP select? Option A, norm-referenced assessment. Option B, criterion-referenced assessment. Option C, ipsative assessment. Option D, informal observation. The correct answer is option B, criterion-referenced assessment. This describes criterion-referenced assessment because performance is compared with defined criteria rather than other students. Norm-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares students to a reference group. Ipsative assessment is different because it compares a student to their own past performance. Informal observation does not fit because it is not necessarily tied to a fixed standard. Question 55. Students in a learning lab discuss why a score report shows how a learner performed compared with a national sample. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, norm-referenced assessment. Option B, criterion-referenced assessment. Option C, formative assessment. Option D, authentic assessment. The correct answer is option A, norm-referenced assessment. This describes norm-referenced assessment because the score is interpreted relative to other test takers. Criterion-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares performance to a standard. Formative assessment is different because it is used during learning for improvement. Authentic assessment does not fit because it uses real-world tasks. Question 56. Teachers in an after-school class wonder why a test gives similar results when the same skill is measured repeatedly. Which principle applies? Option A, bias. Option B, percentile rank. Option C, reliability. Option D, validity. The correct answer is option C, reliability. This describes reliability because reliability means scores are consistent across time, items, or raters. Bias is not the best choice because it concerns unfair advantage or disadvantage. Percentile rank is different because it reports relative standing. Validity does not fit because it asks whether the test measures the intended construct. Question 57. Can CLEP treat a math test actually measures math reasoning instead of reading speed as evidence of which concept? Option A, standard error. Option B, reliability. Option C, validity. Option D, inter-rater agreement. The correct answer is option C, validity. This describes validity because validity concerns whether an assessment measures what it claims to measure. Standard error is not the best choice because it estimates score uncertainty. Reliability is different because it concerns consistency, not meaning. Inter-rater agreement does not fit because it is one form of consistency between scorers. Question 58. If CLEP must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when all examines receive the same directions, timing, and scoring rules? Option A, informal assessment. Option B, authentic assessment. Option C, standardized test. Option D, portfolio assessment. The correct answer is option C, standardized test. This describes standardized test because standardization keeps testing conditions uniform so scores can be interpreted fairly. Informal assessment is not the best choice because it may be flexible and teacher-made. Authentic assessment is different because it asks students to perform realistic tasks. Portfolio assessment does not fit because it collects multiple pieces of work over time. Question 59. Rather than guessing, CLEP should connect learners design a real classroom plan instead of only selecting answers on a test with which concept? Option A, norm-referenced assessment. Option B, forced choice test. Option C, standardized assessment. Option D, authentic assessment. The correct answer is option D. Authentic assessment. This describes authentic assessment because students demonstrate learning through realistic tasks and products. Norm-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares performance to a group. Forced choice test is different because it limits responses to provided options. Standardized assessment does not fit because it uses uniform procedures and scoring. Question 60. Curiosity rises when CLEP reads that learners receive a scoring guide describing levels for evidence, clarity, and accuracy. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, rubric. Option B, syllabus. Option C, checklist. Option D, norm table. The correct answer is option A. Rubric. This describes rubric because a rubric lists criteria and performance levels for judging work. Syllabus is not the best choice because it outlines course policies and topics. Checklist is different because it often marks whether elements are present without quality levels. Norm table does not fit because it helps interpret scores against a sample. Question 61. A CLEP-style scenario says a teacher moves learners from remembering facts to evaluating arguments and creating projects. Which answer best captures it for CLEP? Option A, Erikson stages. Option B, Maslow hierarchy. Option C, Kohlberg stages. Option D, Bloom taxonomy. The correct answer is option D. Bloom taxonomy. This describes Bloom taxonomy because the taxonomy organizes cognitive tasks from lower to higher levels of thinking. Erikson stages is not the best choice because it describes psychosocial development. Maslow hierarchy is different because it organizes human needs. Kohlberg stages does not fit because it describes moral reasoning. Question 62. Inside an online prep session, CLEP studies why a learner with a qualifying disability has a legal plan with goals and services. Which concept fits? Option A, lesson plan. Option B, norming report. Option C, rubric. Option D, individualized education program. The correct answer is option D. Individualized education program. This describes individualized education program because an IEP documents specialized instruction, supports, goals, and services for eligible students. Lesson plan is not the best choice because it guides a teacher's daily instruction but is not a special education legal document. Norming report is different because it summarizes comparison data. Rubric does not fit because it scores performance. Question 63. Looking at the clue that a learner with a disability learns with non-disabled peers as much as appropriate, which idea should CLEP remember? Option A, least restrictive environment. Option B, standardization. Option C, tracking. Option D, retention. The correct answer is option A. Least restrictive environment. This describes least restrictive environment because students should be educated in settings that provide access while avoiding unnecessary separation. Standardization is not the best choice because it keeps testing procedures uniform. Tracking is different because it groups students by perceived ability. Retention does not fit because it keeps a student in the same grade. Question 64. CLEP sees that a learner gets extended time while the learning target stays the same during a practice test workshop. Which concept best explains it? Option A, acceleration. Option B, punishment. Option C, accommodation. Option D, modification. The correct answer is option C, accommodation. This describes accommodation because access is adjusted without changing the essential learning expectation. Acceleration is not the best choice because it moves a learner ahead faster. Punishment is different because it reduces unwanted behavior through consequences. Modification does not fit because it changes the learning expectation or task level. Question 65. When Kai notices that a learner completes a simplified assignment with different learning expectations in a tutoring table, which idea is being tested? Option A, accommodation. Option B, modification. Option C, universal screening. Option D, scaffolding. The correct answer is option B, modification. This describes modification because the task or standard is changed to fit the learner's instructional level. Accommodation is not the best choice because it changes access while keeping the same standard. Universal screening is different because it checks all learners for risk. Scaffolding does not fit because it gives temporary support toward the same goal. Question 66. During a classroom discussion, Kai studies a case where a strong thinker struggles with accurate word decoding and benefits from structured phonics. Which term fits best? Option A, behavior contract. Option B, dyscalculia support. Option C, dyslexia support. Option D, percentile rank. The correct answer is option C, dyslexia support. This describes dyslexia support because dyslexia commonly affects word reading and decoding, so explicit structured literacy support can help. Behavior contract is not the best choice because it targets behavior goals. Dyscalculia support is different because it focuses on math-related difficulties. Percentile rank does not fit because it reports relative test standing. Question 67. In a quick quiz review, Kai asks why a learner focuses better with short tasks, movement breaks, and clear routines. Which answer names the idea? Option A, classical conditioning. Option B, ADHD classroom support. Option C, gifted compacting. Option D, criterion testing. The correct answer is option B, ADHD classroom support. This describes ADHD classroom support because structured routines and attention supports can reduce distractions and support self-management. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it links stimuli with responses. Gifted compacting is different because it removes already mastered work for advanced learners. Criterion testing does not fit because it compares performance to standards. Question 68. After reading that an advanced learner skips mastered work and uses time for deeper enrichment, how should Kai label the concept? Option A, remediation. Option B, extinction. Option C, curriculum compacting. Option D, retention. The correct answer is option C, curriculum compacting. This describes curriculum compacting because already mastered content is reduced so the learner can pursue more challenging work. Remediation is not the best choice because it retakes skills that are not yet mastered. Extinction is different because it removes reinforcement to reduce a behavior. Retention does not fit because it repeats a grade or course. Question 69. For a short exam review, Kai connects examples, discussion norms, and materials connect learning to learners' cultural backgrounds with which principle? Option A, colorblind teaching. Option B, culturally responsive teaching. Option C, ability tracking. Option D, standardized testing. The correct answer is option B, culturally responsive teaching. This describes culturally responsive teaching because instruction uses students' cultural knowledge and experiences as assets for learning. Colorblind teaching is not the best choice because it ignores cultural differences rather than using them constructively. Ability tracking is different because it separates students by perceived ability. Standardized testing does not fit because it keeps procedures uniform. Question 70. Could a case where an assessment unfairly disadvantages a group because examples depend on unfamiliar cultural knowledge be an example of which concept for CLEP? Option A, validity evidence. Option B, test bias. Option C, reliability. Option D, standard deviation. The correct answer is option B. Test bias. This describes test bias because bias occurs when irrelevant factors give some groups an unfair advantage or disadvantage. Validity evidence is not the best choice because it supports appropriate score interpretation. Reliability is different because it concerns score consistency. Standard deviation does not fit because it describes score spread. Question 71. Why would link learners transition quickly? Because procedures for materials and movement are practiced daily to one major educational psychology idea. Option A, random reinforcement. Option B, summative testing. Option C, accommodation. Option D, classroom routines. The correct answer is option D. Classroom routines. This describes classroom routines because clear repeated procedures reduce confusion and support orderly learning time. Random reinforcement is not the best choice because it gives rewards unpredictably. Summative testing is different because it evaluates final achievement. Accommodation does not fit because it adjusts access for a learner. Question 72. A practice item tells that learners earn points for target behaviors and trade them for privileges. Which concept is most likely? Option A, classical conditioning. Option B, logical consequence. Option C, token economy. Option D, mastery learning. The correct answer is option C. Token economy. This describes token economy because tokens serve as conditioned reinforcers that can be exchanged for backup rewards. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it links two stimuli rather than using exchangeable rewards. Logical consequence is different because it is connected naturally to misbehavior. Mastery learning does not fit because it requires meeting standards before moving forward. Question 73. Before answering, identifies that a learner who misuses lab materials must repair the setup and review safety steps. Which term should be chosen? Option A, extinction. Option B, logical consequence. Option C, unrelated punishment. Option D, negative reinforcement. The correct answer is option B. Logical consequence. This describes logical consequence because the consequence is related to the behavior and helps restore responsible action. Extinction is not the best choice because it withholds reinforcement to reduce behavior. Unrelated punishment is different because it does not connect meaningfully to the behavior. Negative reinforcement does not fit because it increases behavior by removing an unpleasant condition. Question 74. Which choice helps explain why a teacher spots small off-task behavior early while continuing the lesson smoothly in a peer study circle? Option A, self-efficacy. Option B, scaffolding. Option C, witness. Option D, wait time. The correct answer is option C. Witness. This describes witness because witness means awareness of classroom events and quick response before problems grow. Self-efficacy is not the best choice because it is belief in capability. Scaffolding is different because it gives temporary learning support. Wait time does not fit because it is a pause after asking a question. Question 75. How can classify a classroom moment where a teacher pauses several seconds after asking a question before calling on anyone? Option A, witness. Option B, distributed practice. Option C, response cost. Option D, wait time. The correct answer is option D. Wait time. This describes wait time because wait time gives students more processing time and often improves response quality. Witness is not the best choice because it is awareness of classroom behavior. Distributed practice is different because it spreads study sessions over time. Response cost does not fit because it removes a privilege after behavior. Question 76. Suppose Kai observes that a prompt asks learners to explain several possible reasons instead of choosing one fact. Which concept is shown? Option A, closed question. Option B, open-ended questioning. Option C, recall cue. Option D, fixed ratio schedule. The correct answer is option B, open-ended questioning. This describes open-ended questioning because open-ended questions invite elaboration, reasoning, and multiple defensible responses. Closed question is not the best choice because it usually has one brief answer. Recall cue is different because it simply prompts memory of stored information. Fixed ratio schedule does not fit because it reinforces after a set number of responses. Question 77. While reviewing, Kai sees a teacher tells a learner exactly what worked and what to revise next. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, general praise. Option B, random correction. Option C, effective feedback. Option D, summative grade only. The correct answer is option C, effective feedback. This describes effective feedback because specific, timely feedback helps learners close the gap between current and desired performance. General praise is not the best choice because it may feel positive but gives little guidance. Random correction is different because it lacks targeted connection to the learning goal. Summative grade only does not fit because it reports performance without next steps. Question 78. One interesting clue says a learner sets a goal, monitors progress, changes strategies, and reflects after studying. Which educational psychology term fits for Kai? Option A, object permanence. Option B, self-regulated learning. Option C, operant conditioning. Option D, social facilitation. The correct answer is option B, self-regulated learning. This describes self-regulated learning because learners actively plan, monitor, control, and evaluate their learning. Object permanence is not the best choice because it concerns infant understanding of hidden objects. Operant conditioning is different because it emphasizes consequences shaping behavior. Social facilitation does not fit because it concerns performance changes in the presence of others. Question 79. From this example, where learners take turns summarizing, questioning, clarifying, and predicting during reading, which answer should Kai select? Option A, direct instruction. Option B, reciprocal teaching. Option C, random assignment. Option D, token economy. The correct answer is option B, reciprocal teaching. This describes reciprocal teaching because the strategy uses structured dialogue to improve comprehension. Direct instruction is not the best choice because it is mainly teacher-led explanation and practice. Random assignment is different because it assigns participants to groups by chance. Token economy does not fit because it uses symbolic rewards. Question 80. Students in a tutoring table discuss why one student guides another through practice while both receive learning benefits. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, lecture. Option B, tracking. Option C, peer tutoring. Option D, portfolio assessment. The correct answer is option C, peer tutoring. This describes peer tutoring because students support each other's learning through structured helper-learner roles. Lecture is not the best choice because it is teacher presentation to a group. Tracking is different because it separates students into ability groups. Portfolio assessment does not fit because it collects work samples over time. Question 81. Teachers in a classroom discussion wonder why a child identifies that cat and cup begin with the same spoken sound. Which principle applies? Option A, morphology. Option B, phonics. Option C, syntax. Option D, phonemic awareness. The correct answer is option D, phonemic awareness. This describes phonemic awareness because the learner is attending to individual sounds in spoken language. Morphology is not the best choice because it studies meaningful word parts. Phonics is different because it links sounds to printed letters. Syntax does not fit because it concerns sentence structure. Question 82. Can Kai treat a learner improves a skill after watching a confident model demonstrate each step as evidence of which concept? Option A, Skinner shaping. Option B, Piaget conservation. Option C, Bandura modeling. Option D, Maslow needs. The correct answer is option C, Bandura modeling. This describes Bandura modeling because Bandura emphasized learning by observing models and the outcomes of their actions. Skinner shaping is not the best choice because it reinforces gradual behavior changes through consequences. Piaget conservation is different because it concerns logical understanding of quantity. Maslow needs does not fit because it explains motivation through layered needs. Question 83. If Kai must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when family, school, peers, community, and culture all shape a child's development? Option A, Brenner ecological systems. Option B, information processing. Option C, Kohlberg moral stages. Option D, Erikson psychosocial stages. The correct answer is option A, Brenner ecological systems. This describes Brenner ecological systems because development is influenced by nested environmental systems around a child. Information processing is not the best choice because it compares thinking to mental processing systems. Kohlberg moral stages is different because it focuses on moral reasoning. Erikson psychosocial stages does not fit because it focuses on lifespan social emotional conflicts. Question 84. Rather than guessing, Kai should connect a young child uses a caregiver as a safe base and seeks comfort after stress with which concept? Option A, secure attachment. Option B, avoidant attachment. Option C, authoritarian parenting. Option D, industry versus inferiority. The correct answer is option A, secure attachment. This describes secure attachment because secure attachment involves trust in caregiver availability and comfort. Avoidant attachment is not the best choice because it shows reduced seeking of comfort. Authoritarian parenting is different because it describes strict parenting style. Industry versus inferiority does not fit because it is a school-age psychosocial conflict. Question 85. Curiosity rises when Kai reads that two infants differ early in activity level, mood, and adaptability. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, self-concept. Option B, moral reasoning. Option C, criterion validity. Option D, temperament. The correct answer is option D, temperament. This describes temperament because temperament refers to biologically influenced patterns of emotional and behavioral response. Self-concept is not the best choice because it is a person's view of self. Moral reasoning is different because it concerns judgments about right and wrong. Criterion validity does not fit because it links test scores to an outcome. Question 86. A CLEP-style scenario says a child says "good" because a regular grammar rule is applied too broadly. Which answer best captures it for Kai? Option A, telegraphic speech. Option B, language overgeneralization. Option C, babbling. Option D, code switching. The correct answer is option B, language overgeneralization. This describes language overgeneralization because the child applies a learned language rule to an irregular case. Telegraphic speech is not the best choice because it uses short two-word phrases. Babbling is different because it is early sound play. Code switching does not fit because it shifts language varieties based on context. Question 87. Inside a student coaching session, Kai studies why learners explain whether a character should break a rule to help someone in need. Which concept fits? Option A, behavior checklist. Option B, aptitude test. Option C, moral dilemma assessment. Option D, achievement test. The correct answer is option C, moral dilemma assessment. This describes moral dilemma assessment because moral dilemmas reveal the reasoning behind judgments, not just the choice itself. Behavior checklist is not the best choice because it records observed behaviors. Aptitude test is different because it predicts future learning potential. Achievement test does not fit because it measures learned academic content. Question 88. Looking at the clue that a study finds that homework time and test scores rise together without proving cause, which idea should Kai remember? Option A, case study. Option B, experimental research. Option C, ethnography. Option D, correlational research. The correct answer is option D. Correlational research. This describes correlational research because correlation shows a relationship between variables but does not establish causation. Case study is not the best choice because it examines one person or small group deeply. Experimental research is different because it manipulates variables to test cause and effect. Ethnography does not fit because it studies culture through immersion. Question 89. Kai sees that participants are placed into tutoring or no tutoring groups by chance during a peer study circle. Which concept best explains it? Option A, random assignment. Option B, matching. Option C, convenience sampling. Option D, random sampling. The correct answer is option A. Random assignment. This describes random assignment because chance placement helps make groups similar before the treatment begins. Matching is not the best choice because it pairs participants on key traits. Convenience sampling is different because it uses whoever is easily available. Random sampling does not fit because it selects participants from a population. Question 90. When Kai notices that a researcher changes the type of feedback learners receive in a Bright review class, which idea is being tested? Option A, confounding variable. Option B, independent variable. Option C, control variable. Option D, dependent variable. The correct answer is option B. Independent variable. This describes independent variable because the independent variable is the factor the researcher manipulates. Confounding variable is not the best choice because it is an unwanted factor that may affect results. Control variable is different because it is held constant. Dependent variable does not fit because it is the measured outcome. Question 91. During a quiet study group, Kai studies a case where a researcher measures quiz scores after using two different teaching methods. Which term fits best? Option A, independent variable. Option B, random assignment. Option C, extraneous variable. Option D, dependent variable. The correct answer is option D. Dependent variable. This describes dependent variable because the dependent variable is the outcome measured to see whether the treatment had an effect. Independent variable is not the best choice because it is the factor manipulated. Random assignment is different because it is a grouping procedure. Extraneous variable does not fit because it is an outside influence. Question 92. In an online prep session, Kai asks why one group receives regular instruction while another receives a new memory strategy. Which answer names the idea? Option A, experimental group. Option B, population. Option C, control group. Option D, sample. The correct answer is option C. Control group. This describes control group because the control group provides a comparison for judging the effect of the treatment. Experimental group is not the best choice because it receives the treatment being tested. Population is different because it is the larger group of interest. Sample does not fit because it is the set of participants studied. Question 93. After reading that a teacher adds all quiz scores and divides by the number of learners, how should Kai label the concept? Option A, mode. Option B, median. Option C, mean. Option D, range. The correct answer is option C. Mean. This describes mean because the mean is the arithmetic average of a set of scores. Mode is not the best choice because it is the most frequent score. Median is different because it is the middle score. Range does not fit because it is the difference between highest and lowest scores. Question 94. For a short exam review, Kai connects a teacher wants to know how spread out the class scores are around the average with which principle? Option A, standard deviation. Option B, mean. Option C, raw score. Option D, percentile rank. The correct answer is option A. Standard deviation. This describes standard deviation because standard deviation describes typical distance of scores from the mean. Mean is not the best choice because it gives the average but not spread. Raw score is different because it is the number of points earned. Percentile rank does not fit because it shows relative standing. Question 95. Could a case where a learner's report says the score is higher than the scores of 80% of the norm group be an example of which concept for Kai? Option A, percentile rank. Option B, standard deviation. Option C, grade equivalent. Option D, percentage correct. The correct answer is option A. Percentile rank. This describes percentile rank because percentile rank tells the percentage of comparison scores at or below a student's score. Standard deviation is not the best choice because it describes score spread. Grade equivalent is different because it estimates grade level performance, often imperfectly. Percentage correct does not fit because it reports items answered correctly. Question 96. Why would Kai link learners improve? Partly because they know they are being studied to one major educational psychology idea. Option A, Hawthorne effect. Option B, placebo effect. Option C, observer bias. Option D, testing effect. The correct answer is option A. Hawthorne effect. This describes Hawthorne effect because participants may change behavior simply because they are receiving attention in a study. Placebo effect is not the best choice because it involves improvement from belief in a treatment. Observer bias is different because it occurs when researcher expectations shape recording. Testing effect does not fit because it improves learning through retrieval practice. Question 97. A practice item tells Kai that learners improve over a semester because they naturally grew older, not because of the program. Which concept is most likely? Option A, regression to the mean. Option B, selection bias. Option C, maturation threat. Option D, instrumentation threat. The correct answer is option C. Maturation threat. This describes maturation threat because changes due to natural development can threaten conclusions about a treatment's effect. Regression to the mean is not the best choice because it occurs when extreme scores move closer to average later. Selection bias is different because it occurs when groups differ before a treatment. Instrumentation threat does not fit because it occurs when measurement changes over time. Question 98. Before answering, Kai identifies that a researcher records detailed notes about classroom interactions instead of only counting scores. Which term should be chosen? Option A, meta-analysis. Option B, standardized testing. Option C, random assignment. Option D, qualitative observation. The correct answer is option D. Qualitative observation. This describes qualitative observation because qualitative methods focus on rich descriptions and meanings in context. Meta-analysis is not the best choice because it statistically combines many studies. Standardized testing is different because it uses uniform measurement procedures. Random assignment does not fit because it places participants into groups by chance. Question 99. Which choice helps Kai explain why a teacher studies the effect of a new discussion routine in the teacher's own classroom in a final review session? Option A, action research. Option B, longitudinal research. Option C, laboratory experiment. Option D, survey research. The correct answer is option A. Action research. This describes action research because practitioners investigate their own settings to improve local practice. Longitudinal research is not the best choice because it follows participants over time. Laboratory experiment is different because it tests variables in a controlled setting. Survey research does not fit because it gathers responses from questionnaires. Question 100. How can CLEP classify a classroom moment where families are told the study purpose, risks, and rights before agreeing to participate? Option A, informed consent. Option B, confidentiality. Option C, debriefing. Option D, random assignment. The correct answer is option A. Informed consent. This describes informed consent because participants or guardians must understand key information and voluntarily agree. Confidentiality is not the best choice because it protects private data. Debriefing is different because it explains details after participation. Random assignment does not fit because it assigns participants to groups by chance.